So in a hypothetical world, let's say I could create my own Project Plus update, the Honest Content P Plus build. But really, let's pretend it's Fantasyland and we can make our own Project Plus update while remaining somewhat realistic. So no, that doesn't mean you can add every single character that's in Smash Ultimate. No, you can't add Shrek to this game either. What would you do though? What would you add? What things would you change? I posted a community comment on my channel a while back asking you guys this exact question, and I've compiled my own version. Again, we're staying in the land of reality, and no way this is me campaigning for stuff that I think should be added in P+, and this is no way me trying to make things added to the game that maybe shouldn't be added, or just my opinion. This is what I've come up with. New stages, new skins. It's pretty safe to say that they can add new skins or stages pretty much whenever they want. I think the cast is already pretty rounded out skin-wise, but if they want to keep going, they could maybe take skins from other popular builds and add them to characters that maybe don't have as unique ones as other characters. Because some characters like Samus, for example, has a lot more alternate skins than maybe a character like Diddy Kong, but you could definitely change that with updates and stuff. I still think it's pretty well-rounded as of right now. It's better than what it was during 3.6, where there were some characters that were definitely getting more content than other ones. But if we were doing an update, I think it's safe to say that you can add some skins in there and round out the cast. The next thing is the thing that was brought up most in the community posts, and it was actually Rollback for Project Plus. If you've been living under a rock, a separate team of people have been making Rollback a possibility for Project Plus. It's being developed right now by a separate development team, and the team was able to get their first ever local Rollback match to work by running 2 separate Dolphin builds on the same computer, and lo and behold, it did work, showing that it is possible, but obviously is nowhere near to being finished yet. But it just goes to show how talented these devs truly are. I know there are developers even trying to get Melee Volleyball to work in PM as well. So yeah, even though this is working right now, it's not finished, it's not anywhere near being finished, but I think give it some time and we could definitely see something happen. And first off, let's just get out the way, nerf Sonic, because that character just sucks. I mean, who really likes fighting against Sonic? Let's be real. Oh, what's he gonna do? Spin dash? Okay, kidding, jokes aside, I actually don't think you have to change the roster that significantly. Despite my jokes before, I still hate fighting against Sonic, but he's fine. I think the meta is fine the way it is. It's mostly pretty balanced. I even think it's the most balanced that it's ever been, and I think that's saying something considering looking back at Project M's funnier jank in the old days. I would say give it another year or two of in real life tournaments and majors to truly see who is good and who is bad right now. Honest content opinion coming, so buckle up. If they do want to make small changes to the bottom 3 characters on the tier list right now, I think that's fine. Those characters being Luigi, Puff, and DDD. I know if they decide to buff these characters too much in any way, you're just going to add another bunch of low tier characters, but it's what happens when you buff and nerf characters. You can drastically change the tier list. Other characters can go down, other characters can go up, but it is what it is. I still think they might deserve a second chance just with a couple buffs here and there. Nothing too crazy, don't go too ham obviously, but do what you want. The only character I would consider nerfing right now is ZSS, and I don't want to nerf a character though strictly on just a couple people doing really well with the character, but I've always kind of felt like she definitely has a really strong recovery for some reason, and she has multiple recovery options while also having Jigglypuff aerial drift, which again, like holy crap. It feels like she doesn't have a lot of weaknesses at times. I know you can crouch under a lot of her attacks, but still, I think she's just really strong right now. But again, like I said, give it a couple years and we'll truly see who deserves the actual buffs and nerfs. I don't really think you need to hit any of these characters really hard. So again, I think the meta is actually pretty healthy right now. It is food for thought though, just give it a couple years to truly buff and nerf characters and see how things play out. Some of you are looking at this part of the video and wondering why the hell are you including a random Fire Emblem character? Why should this character be included and not other ones? Well, if you're around in the PM community, especially after the PMDT disbanded, you would know that Lyn was actually a cut character from Project M because the original PM team disbanded in 2015. Rumors were rumbling in the communities, like Reddit, that the PMDT was working on characters beyond Mewtwo and Roy. Many playtesters would even go on Reddit and say they beta tested brand new characters. There was some speculation on who these characters could be, and lo and behold, in 2014, a beta tester leaked actual gameplay of them playing a build that had Knuckles and Lyn on it. Oh, look at that. They were both in an early state, and neither of these characters were finished, but it was nice to see these characters in a playable form. Right after the PMDG disbanded, somebody leaked a developer build on 4chan. The new characters featured on this build were Knuckles, Lynn, Isaac, and assets for Sammy were on the build. That means if anyone could play these characters, they could download the build and try it out if they really wanted to. All of these new characters were relatively incomplete, as you would expect, but somewhere more complete than others. If I had to rank how complete or fleshed out each character was, I would put Knuckles at first, Lynn at second, Isaac and Sammy were definitely much earlier states compared to Knuckles and Lynn. Knuckles and Lynn clearly had more work put into them as characters, but they still weren't finished. Here we are in the modern day. Thanks to the work done by the developers behind Knuckles, Knuckles made his way into Project Plus as a brand new character. You could really add any new character thanks to the power of modding, but how good their moveset is and how good they fit in with the rest of the cast is important, so that's why it's important to take that in consideration instead of adding any random character and idea. This is no way me campaigning for the character to be in Project Plus, as it would be up to the people who designed the character and created her. But if the P Plus development team wants to make the internet explode again, I think adding Lynn as a brand new character, obviously in a more complete and finished form, would be cool. And there is a considerable amount of work already done on the character, but again, she's nowhere near being complete. For those who don't know, Lynn in Project M was using a Mugen mod as a basic reference for the character. The voice and a lot of her moves are straight up lifted from the mod. She uses a bow and a sword, which I think is very unique for a Fire Emblem character, and she's a fast falling character as well. My overall read on the character is she has a weak overall recovery, but is a combo heavy character, and unlike the other unfinished characters like Isaac and Sammy, Lynn has the most functional, although not finished moveset out of all the characters that almost got put into the game. Again, this is no way me campaigning or telling them that they have to do this, but I just think the internet would overall go crazy if it did happen. One thing I would recommend if you were going to change the character is definitely change up the model, iron out some kinks for a lot of her moveset, because a lot of her moves were unfinished in various leaked builds, but now there's many alternate versions of the character you can play with more finished movesets. I know it wouldn't be the easiest thing to just add this character. They would have to get okays by a lot of people, and especially the people that worked on Lynn in the past, so it's totally up to everyone in charge if they would want Lynn to be in the game or not, but I'm 100% for it.